Have you ever tried to share your spiritual journey, only to be met with blank stares or even disbelief? You know that feeling when you're so excited to talk about something that has changed your life, but the person you're talking to just doesn't get it? You're not alone. The truth is, some aspects of spirituality are incredibly hard to explain to people who haven't experienced them. Whether it's meditation, synchronicities, or even just the feeling of connectedness, these ideas can be hard to convey to those who aren't open to them. This video is all about those moments, the 9 things you simply can't tell non-spiritual people. The stakes are high when it comes to sharing your spiritual experiences. Sometimes, the people closest to us are the ones who misunderstand us the most, and that can be painful. Imagine sharing a beautiful insight that brought you peace only for someone to dismiss it as nonsense or even mock it. This can hurt deeply, and it might make you doubt yourself. But here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with you, it's just that some people aren't ready to understand. When we share these personal experiences with the wrong audience, we can feel judged or even disheartened. That's why it's important to know when to share, and when to keep certain parts of our journey to ourselves. This video will help you identify those moments, so you can protect your inner peace. The first thing to understand is why some people just can't grasp certain spiritual experiences. It's not their fault, and it's not yours either. Everyone is on their own journey, and people are at different stages of understanding. For some, life is about what they can see, touch, and prove. They rely on logic, facts, and the tangible aspects of life. When you start talking about feeling energy, seeing synchronicities, or manifesting your desires, it doesn't fit within their understanding of reality. It's like you're speaking a completely different language. Imagine trying to describe a beautiful sunset to someone who has never seen color. You can try your best, but unless they've experienced it themselves, they can only grasp so much. Spiritual experiences are similar. They are deeply personal, and they often go beyond the physical world. This is why trying to explain your connection to the universe or the idea of manifesting abundance might leave someone confused or skeptical. They haven't felt it, so they can't truly understand it. This difference in perspective doesn't mean one person is right and the other is wrong. It just means that spirituality is something that needs to be experienced to be understood. And for many people, that kind of experience hasn't happened yet. So, when they respond with disbelief or confusion, it's not about you. It's about where they are on their journey. And that's okay. The key is to understand this dynamic and protect yourself from unnecessary judgment or misunderstanding. It's perfectly okay to keep parts of your spiritual journey private, especially when you know someone isn't ready to understand. Your journey is precious, and sharing it should uplift you, not make you feel judged or alone. The first thing you shouldn't tell non-spiritual people is that you can manifest anything you want. To those who haven't experienced or studied manifestation, this can sound like wishful thinking at best, or complete nonsense at worst. The idea that your thoughts can shape your reality goes against everything that many people have been taught. They believe that success comes from hard work, logic, and luck, not from visualizing or believing in an outcome. For spiritual people, manifestation is a powerful tool. It's about aligning your thoughts and energy with the life you want to create. But to someone who hasn't experienced this, it can sound like you're saying you can magically make things appear just by thinking about them. This misunderstanding can lead to dismissive comments or even ridicule, which is why it's often best to keep this belief to yourself unless you're talking to someone who understands or is open to the idea. It's important to remember that everyone has their own beliefs about how the world works. Just because someone doesn't understand manifestation doesn't mean it's not real or effective for you. Keep practicing. Keep manifesting and surround yourself with people who uplift you and understand the power of your thoughts. The second thing to avoid sharing with non-spiritual people is that you see signs and synchronicities everywhere. For spiritual individuals, seeing repeating numbers, meaningful coincidences, or other signs from the universe is a normal part of life. These signs provide guidance, reassurance, and a sense of connectedness. But for someone who isn't on a spiritual path, these occurrences might seem like random coincidences or just overactive imagination. To a non-spiritual person, the idea that the universe is sending you signs can seem far-fetched or even delusional. They may think you're reading too much into things or trying to find meaning where there is none. This can be frustrating, especially when these signs have deep personal significance for you. But remember, synchronicities are meant for you and only you. They are part of your unique relationship with the universe, and they don't need to be validated by anyone else. Instead of trying to explain the significance of these signs to someone who may not understand, take them as personal messages meant to guide you. The beauty of synchronicities is that they are personal and meaningful to you, and that's all that matters. Cherish these moments and let them inspire you without feeling the need to justify them to others. The third thing you should avoid telling non-spiritual people is that you can feel other people's energy. For those on a spiritual path, being sensitive to the energy of others is a common experience. You might walk into a room and instantly feel the tension, or meet someone and sense their positive or negative vibes. This sensitivity to energy can be both a gift and a challenge, helping you navigate your relationships and environment. However, to someone who doesn't understand energy, this can sound like you're being overly sensitive or even imagining things. Many people are used to understanding emotions and interactions in purely logical terms. They might think that what you're feeling is just your own projection or an overreaction. They may not understand how deeply you can feel the emotions and energy of those around you. Being able to sense energy is a powerful tool that can help you protect yourself and make better decisions. But because it's such a personal experience, it can be difficult to explain to others. Instead of trying to convince someone who isn't open to this idea, use your ability to feel energy to your advantage. Trust your instincts, set healthy boundaries, and remember that this sensitivity is a gift that not everyone has. It allows you to connect with the world in a deeper way, and that's something to be proud of, even if others don't understand. The fourth and fifth things to avoid sharing are that you believe in past lives and that you trust the universe has a plan for you. The concept of past lives can be especially hard for people to grasp if they haven't explored spirituality. The idea that our souls have lived many lives, each with its own lessons, goes against what most people have learned about life and death. They may see this belief as unrealistic or even ridiculous. Similarly, trusting that the universe has a plan for you can be difficult for non-spiritual people to accept. Many believe that life is random and that we have to control every aspect of it to get what we want. When you say that you trust the universe, it can sound to them like you're giving up control or being naive. They might think you're relying on something that doesn't exist, rather than taking charge of your life. But for those who are spiritually awakened, believing in past lives and trusting the universe are sources of comfort and guidance. They help us make sense of our experiences and find meaning in the challenges we face. If someone isn't ready to understand these ideas, it's okay to keep them to yourself. Your beliefs are your own, and they don't need validation from anyone else. The sixth thing to avoid sharing is that you meditate to connect with your higher self. Meditation is often misunderstood by people who haven't practiced it. To many, it seems like just a way to relax or clear your mind. But for spiritual people, meditation is much deeper than that. It's a way to connect with your higher self, gain insight, and receive guidance. When you tell a non-spiritual person that you meditate to connect with your higher self, they may not understand what that means. They might see it as just sitting quietly without any real purpose. The concept of a higher self, an enlightened version of you that guides you, is something that many people struggle to comprehend. They might think it's just your imagination or a way of escaping reality. Instead of trying to explain this deep connection, focus on practicing it for yourself. Meditation is a powerful tool for growth and understanding, and it doesn't need to be explained or justified. Keep meditating, keep connecting, and let the benefits speak for themselves in your actions and energy. The seventh thing is that you communicate with your spirit guides. The idea of spirit guides, beings that help guide you on your journey, can be hard for non-spiritual people to accept. They might see it as talking to imaginary friends or think you're making things up. Spirit guides are an important part of many spiritual paths, but explaining their presence to someone who doesn't believe in the spiritual realm can be challenging. The eighth thing is that you believe everything happens for a reason. To non-spiritual people, this can sound overly simplistic or even dismissive. They may think you're ignoring the real struggles of life or trying to find meaning where there isn't any. But for those on a spiritual journey, believing that everything happens for a reason brings comfort and a sense of purpose. It helps you see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than just random hardships. The ninth thing is that you feel a deep connection to nature. For spiritual individuals, being in nature is a way to connect with the divine and feel a sense of peace. But for some people, nature is just scenery, beautiful but not spiritual. They may not understand why you feel such a strong bond with the earth, the trees, and the sky. They might see it as overly sentimental or even strange. These beliefs are deeply personal, and they don't need to be shared with everyone. It's okay to keep these connections close to your heart, especially if you know that the person you're talking to won't understand. Your journey is your own, and the most important thing is that it makes sense to you. Sharing your spiritual journey with others can be both rewarding and challenging. There are parts of your journey that others may not be ready to understand, and that's okay. It's important to protect your inner peace and share your experiences only with those who are open and supportive. Remember, your journey is unique, and it doesn't need validation from anyone else. Cherish your experiences, keep growing, and find comfort in the fact that you're not alone on this path. There are many people out there who do understand, and they are the ones worth sharing with. Thank you for being here, and remember to always honor your journey.